Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. This is Norman, and this is our wrap up of the 2020 Advent Whiskey Tournament.
Today, we are having a bit of our own competition. Julie and I each picked a whiskey from the tournament to add to Eggnog.
It's the holidays.
So we are going to be sipping these throughout the video. At the end, we will choose a winner and we will reveal to one another which bottle we each chose. We hope it's not the same bottle.
True. And I came up with a couple interesting questions. Well, maybe not interesting, but a couple reflection questions for Phil and me and Norman to see how this tournament went.
Yeah, why not reflect a little bit, have a little eggnog. It's Christmas Eve. I wore my coziest sweater.
And I wore the Bourbon Van t-shirt.
Look at that. Oh, that's right. We're also going to announce the winner of Julie's bracket and the winner of my bracket tonight.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's probably the most exciting thing we'll do tonight. I can't believe I didn't lead with that.
I know. We're the worst.
All right. So do you want to get into the questions first and then we'll announce a winner?
What if we cheers first?
Let's do that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well,
Yeah.
we will keep sipping throughout and we'll get back to the eggnog a little later on.
So Norman wants to know, who did you think would be your final two?
It actually turned out exactly like I thought it would. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof has been an all-star this year, especially that B520 batch. I love it. I just bought a backup bottle of it. They did such an awesome job with that. And the 1920, we discovered that this year. It is, again, just an all-star. It's just such a great bottle. I half expected that Wild Turkey Rare Breed would make a run at it. I thought that maybe 1792 Full Proof would stand on its head in that third bracket. Honestly, it played out a lot like I expected it to.
My bracket had 1920 versus 1910, so I was 50% right. The 1920 though, as you'll remember, my first breakdown of the tournament, first of a couple, I took her out in the first round. It's not what I expected my bracket to look like.
Julie did do a pre-competition bracket. I didn't because honestly, there were some bourbons in there, some whiskeys that I had only had maybe one sip of ever. It's hard to know how things are gonna hit you on a given day. I think that's one of the main lessons that we learned here.
Yeah.
If you wanna look back on it and say that things didn't go exactly as planned, whatever,
Life doesn't go as planned.
everything happened exactly as it should have in this one.
So let's move on to question 2. Most surprising moment of the tournament, and I'll start on this one.
Go ahead.
I have a couple moments having the Ryes do so well.
Sure.
We had the Old Forester in there. We had
Pikesville.
the Pikesville do so well.
Pikesville's awesome.
I, as a beginner whiskey drinker, was a bit enamored with.
I'm really excited that we could expand your palate in that way.
My other surprise was loving the Jack Daniels as much as I did.
It was the only one in the top 4 for both
Oh,
of
right.
us.
If I was having a different palate day, it probably would have made it to the final. So that was a really big surprise for me. But I will say, overshadowing all that was my day 3 1920 takedown. That for me was a bit heartbreaking. It's fine, the 46 made it all the way, but I was not expecting that. And so early in the tournament to have something like that happen was a bit shocking to me.
I have to be honest, it would have been really interesting to see a Old Forester sweep for you because
I would have felt a little guilty about that.
it's okay. What it does mean for us is that now we're going to have a Whiskey Row blind tasting. It gives us an excuse to do a different video.
I'm always in for an Old Forester. So what was your most surprising?
It has to go back to the Rare Breed takedown. The 4th bracket was such a mess after that point. Already we couldn't agree on anything, and then suddenly the one thing we agree on in that bracket,
We both agree that it should go.
We've loved that bottle all year. We've talked about that bottle all year. We've told everybody we know to buy it. Everybody that has bought that bottle on our recommendation has come back and said that's a great bottle, and they're right. What the heck happened that day?
Yeah.
I've only drank Rare Breed once since then. Because I
Oh,
kind of feel a little bit
kinda
guilty.
sad.
I
She'll forgive you.
I whispered to her a lot that day how sorry I was.
She understands.
I think on any other day, it probably would have come through and it would have been a different tournament because of it. As it stands, that created a lot of drama in that 4th bracket. It didn't go anywhere in the end.
And that parlays nicely into my next question, which is the saddest bottle to see go. And for me, it was the Rare Breed. I remember when you brought it home and I was like, and then I drank it and I thought, this is like killer. Like, I love it.
No wonder people get excited about whiskeys when whiskey tastes like that. The saddest bottle that we say goodbye to, I think that's right up there, and it's probably my number 1 too, but just for the sake of selecting a second bottle, I would say Woodford Double Oaked disappearing in the first round. I didn't know this until we did that Wood Finish Challenge recently. My palate has changed enough that Woodford Double Oaked doesn't do all that much for me anymore. The fudginess, the cloying sweetness, it's overwhelming. You realize that. We'll keep it on the shelf. I was drinking it the other night. I didn't notice any of that overwhelming sweetness. It's when you compare things side by side that things get weird. Most of you that filled out brackets had it going a really long ways. A lot of you had it winning the entire tournament. Before we move on, I just want to give an honorable mention to Saddest Bottle.
Oh.
To Early Times Bottled and Bond.
Oh, I forgot that was even in the competition.
R.I.P. I love that bottle so much.
Daily drinker, you love it. Do you still think Woodford going out was sadder than Early Times? Because I know how much you love
I think
Early Times.
Woodford Double Oak was more surprising to me, and ultimately it's sad for me because it's something I've loved for 10 years that all of a sudden I'm realizing that I don't love as much as I used to. Whereas Early Times, I'm only bummed about it because I think it could have done more damage. If it was left unchecked, that would have been a dangerous bottle.
Could have been like Cooper's.
It drinks with a lot more flavor than you would expect it to. Easy drinking, it's a lovely bottle. That could have been fun.
I really agree.
You have a new appreciation for it because you've been drinking it as a warm-up whiskey lately.
Yeah.
And I think you have a new appreciation for that bottle.
I do have a new appreciation for all the bottles.
That's fair.
So next.
How are you enjoying your eggnog before we move on?
I'm very much enjoying them. I feel
Do you have a front runner?
Yeah, I feel like you chose better.
Really?
Do you?
The nose on yours is weird,
Yeah.
but the finish on yours is better.
Funniest moment, or funniest day.
Was day 21 the day that you couldn't make up your mind and you just started drinking out of the bottles? Because that
Two.
was 22?
No, day 22.
21?
That was the Jack Daniels day.
I loved that day. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I love day 12.
Was that when you said you shouted out to Mike in Denver, Oregon?
Yes,
That
it
was
was.
a good day.
I was giving you all kinds of crap. Like,
Oh, I'm so glad that that's a criteria.
we had a really nice time.
Yeah.
And not that we didn't the entire time. We were like simpatico on that day.
My goodness.
We were.
How many new words have you used?
I'm old, so like, I've learned a few things here.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, we kind of went off the rails a bit. We reeled it back in. We just had a really nice time. It wasn't as stressful as some of the earlier and/or later rounds.
Sure.
It was just really nice. We said like a lot of dumb stuff, and to me that makes it pretty fun.
Yeah, it's fun to realize how
And
little.
Denver, Oregon.
It's fun to realize. Yeah. It's fun to realize how little is actually at stake and how little there is to be concerned about. It's literally
There's zero at stake.
This is just for fun. These are our
We have
preferences.
real jobs.
These are our preferences. These are the things that we like to drink. We hope that you're having a good time,
Yeah.
but we hope that some of this is providing good recommendations for you.
Yeah.
But it's just fun.
So my last question, any learnings this tournament?
I think I want to try live streaming with a 15-minute limit because editing all this stuff has been tiresome. to say the
Also,
least.
he thinks that's a good idea, and anybody that knows me knows that like I literally never come to my point until after about 18 minutes.
Well, if we have a countdown on it and we kill it at 15 minutes, nothing else matters. And I think that the chaos that could come from that in a tournament situation, it could be a lot of fun.
And my learning is that I'm not good at this, but I'm also not terrible.
Usually
Like,
your palate is better than mine, and I think you should be very proud of what you've accomplished in this tournament.
I'm not somebody that's been drinking whiskey for 10 years. Point. So I'm not familiar with all the cloves and the allspices and the lemons and the oranges and the oaks and the whatever that
Sure.
can like be in all of these. I'm very high level on my noses, on my palates, on all of that stuff. I feel like I did gain some knowledge through this. Could be 24 days of drinking in a row.
Could be.
I feel like I graduated to another level. You know, we would take bottles camping all summer.
Sure.
And it was fine. And I was like, oh yeah, it works by the campfire. Now I have a new appreciation. And I definitely have a new appreciation for the people that make whiskey and distill whiskey. The amount of flavor you can get out of a bottle of whiskey is so impressive.
It's incredible.
And maybe in the future I won't make snap decisions either. I'll like think it through a little bit more, which is not my MO.
Well, if we start doing timed tastings, who knows?
Yeah.
The last learning that I had is that this is super fun. I want to do a lot more of this, whether it's just unboxing. People have given us a couple of really nice bottles lately that we're going to do some unboxing and tastings of those. It's blind tastings, challenges, just sharing things. The Whiskey in the Van Wednesdays, participating, contributing, sharing. It's been so fun. And this tournament was great.
I'm actually really surprised.
I know you
I
are.
I shouldn't be surprised. I wasn't super on board with joining in, and I've had a great time this month. So let's not keep people waiting. My bracket, which was a complete,
It was a
for
cluster
no
from
better
start to
word.
finish.
Oh yeah, cluster. Yeah.
It was a cluster from start to finish. I think there were 12 people that had a chance to win your bracket with 2 or 3 days to go.
Because I'm so random.
That was crazy. Should I announce the winner of mine?
Yeah.
I'm just
okay,
gonna do it. Carissa from Indiana, well done. You crushed it. How long have you been a whiskey bottle picking savant? Is this a new development for you?
New career choice.
Super impressive. Yeah, you should consider it. Maybe that's a full-time gig you can do. I don't know. Fantastic job. We'll be in touch to talk t-shirts. If you're interested, you can go to our shop at thebourbonband.com and check out the t-shirts and other gear that is available. But Carissa, we'll be in touch. Let's talk about Julie's bracket.
Nope. Yep. I thought that was my bracket.
We're on day 24. She still doesn't trust me to just say one thing.
And we have a tie, actually.
That's right.
Oh, you're even gonna show it.
I'm gonna show it. Hey, look,
This
we're
is like legit.
We are a trustworthy crew here. So we had 2 winners for Julie's bracket, Grant and Jim, both from Oregon. Congratulations to both of you, but only one of you can get a prize. So we are going to do this alphabetically. Grant, you are number 1. Jim, you are number 2. We will do this best of 3 style. So here we go. Spin number 1. That's Grant. Spin number 2. Grant again. No spin
Oh,
number
it
3
was
necessary.
unanimous.
Congratulations. We will be in touch to discuss t-shirts. Congratulations. Thank you to everybody who submitted a bracket. This was a ton of fun. It was a lot of work, surprisingly. It's been great. We learned a lot about whiskey. We learned a lot about ourselves. And honestly, it was the friends we made along the way.
Are you talking friends like in the bottles?
No, I'm talking about Elijah Craig B520. Yeah, that was
yeah.
my best friend.
Yeah.
I've got a decision made here.
Do you?
Yeah, I really like yours.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that there's something super familiar on that last gulp. I took kind of a big gulp. All right, tell me what you think.
Normally with eggnog, I do a rum. Your dad loves an eggnog and rum.
He just loves eggnog.
The eggnog is the star.
Sure.
The other stuff is just getting you through the rest of the day. I threw in the audible. I'm a little bit regretting it on my end because what I chose overpowers the eggnog.
I actually think yours is
To
delicious.
me.
The nose is a little weird on it, but otherwise I think it's delicious.
My choice is glass number 2, which is the super good, which is your whiskey. And what is your choice?
Let me take another sip and
And
get
your
the cat fur off.
And it doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. I think all whiskeys are probably decent to put in your eggnog. I mean, it's like eggnog.
I'm going super good. I'm surprised.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think that this would work out so well.
Also, it's one of those sneaky ones. Oh, I'll take another glass. Oh, I'll take an 8th glass. And then all of a sudden you're passed out on the couch.
I don't really have a guess for you. I'm going to say maybe it's 1792 single barrel.
It is not. Do you want to know what
I'd
I
love
chose?
to.
And I only chose this because I was curious how it would taste as a mixer.
I did the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. Old Forester Rye was my second guess.
Yeah, I put in the Old Forester.
Oh, how lovely.
It was the surprise of my brackets, how much I enjoyed it.
Now I find that there was something so familiar. It's the cherry. I
Yeah.
got the cherry in there. I couldn't identify it through the eggnog.
Couldn't believe how far it went in the competition. I've heard that people love to mix it with cocktails.
Sure.
I mean, it's kind of a weird cocktail to mix with eggnog.
It's great. I
I
actually
thought it
really
was
like
good.
it. Yeah, the
It
nose
just
is, for some
not.
reason, the nose is funny on that one, but it's very, very good. I actually thought that you were going to go with the Four Roses yellow label because it's such a nice.
Oh, I almost did, and then I thought that's so obvious.
That's such a perfect bourbon with eggnog.
Super easy drinker. It's got to be under 100. Why are you laughing?
It doesn't have to be, but
There's no proof in it.
No, for a hot minute I was
it's
thinking
less proof than this.
For a hot minute I was thinking, oh, Granddad 114, wouldn't that be great?
I know. I looked at it and thought, oh, I can't be that one.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna guess this one.
I don't know why, but I want to go with Weller Special Reserve. No.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't
Okay,
do that.
can I try a different one?
You
So
can
it's
try.
not so-
Well, there's yeah.
Okay, I don't have a clue, but I'm gonna go with our Chameleon Eagle Rare. Cause I did like literally, there doesn't even taste like there's alcohol in
Honestly,
here.
if you put Eagle Rare in eggnog, it would probably just taste like eggnog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this tastes like eggnog. It's delicious. I don't know what it is.
I finally found a way to drink that toasted
I
barrel
was
that I really
gonna-
like.
The best way to drink it.
Honestly.
Unbelievable.
There's marshmallow notes in here. There's not a spicy kick that kind of hacks you in the neck on the back end of this. The toasted s'mores, pairs well with eggnog. If you can find this bottle, and if you don't like it as a daily sipper, because I don't like it as a sipper, if you put this in eggnog, you're gonna get marshmallows, you're gonna get graham crackers. It works really well with a good eggnog.
Killer. So
Right?
good.
Dark horse.
Holy smokes. I was not thinking this. This is really good. Yeah.
I've been thinking about that for a couple of days. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, it's delicious. Anyway, we hope that everyone out there has a really great holiday season. We're so happy that you guys stayed with us this entire time. 24 days now. Probably too much to see in these faces.
It's been a chore for us. I can't imagine what it's been for you. And lots more to come, not only this year, but also in 2021. We're going to be hitting the road with the Bourbon van.
I hope so.
Hopefully doing a lot of...
Quarantine is real a pain in the butt.
We're hoping to do a lot of Whiskey in the Van Wednesdays, out and about in random places, distillery tours. We're hoping to have a lot of changes in scenery in 2021, and that's what it's all about for us.
So from wherever we are,
To wherever you are,
happy holidays, everybody.
cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah.